It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Denver Broncos and the Arizona Cardinals. And it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 25.
A good neighbor to nearby downtown Phoenix. We're at State Farm Stadium here in Glendale, Arizona. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Hewitt. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
To kick off, here's Will Lutz. And away we go in Glendale. DJ Dallas now to return it. This return makes it up to the 25. So here are the Cardinals now, headed out for their first drive. And they'll be led out by a #1 pick out of Oklahoma. One of the game's better runners, it's Kyler Murray.
One of the beauties of the quarterback position is it's not cookie cutter. QBs come in all different shapes and sizes. Some are 5'10", some are 6'6". Some are better on the run, some are better in the pocket. For Kyler Murray, and he is at his best when he's playmaking. When his athleticism, that dual threat nature comes to life, that is when he is typically a defense's worst nightmare.
No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Oh, they're going to run the option to the short side. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
You know, gains that seem a little tougher to get against the front, gosh, this QB just makes routine. Such effortless running to pick up a handful on that designed run.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Pressure coming. It's Murray. Brought in right side. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's a Cardinals first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
New set of downs for him at the 38. The first down carry for Connor. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is he put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road for what looked like a very plain play.
8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Wilson's got it. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Riley Moss with that tackle.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes, you can get to win-win.
Murray to throw here on 3rd. Completed over the middle. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Connor here from the gun. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That's the kind of run that shows he's trying to take some stress off the passing game to provide big plays. What a great help to that side of an offense when the ground game can deliver chunk plays too.
Good opening drive to this point. They've got another first down at the 34. It's Connor again. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a first down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Right back to Connor. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. He manages a gain of 8 there. And it'll be first down, Arizona.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down. But instead, they move the chains. And that is one disheartening look on that defense.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
Even though that run did not net them a first down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Shotgun handoff to Connor. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that picks up a 1st and goal.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you want to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
From the gun, it's Murray. He's on the move. And he drives this forward to the 6.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there, no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, it's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
Here's 2nd and goal from the 6. Operating from the gun, here's Murray. Buying some time, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that sack gonna cost them some yardage.
Bend. Bend. Even good defenses, great defenses in this league, Kate, they're going to bend at times, but you never want to break. And when you get a sack in the red zone, well, that goes a long ways to helping your efforts.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Throwing here, Murray. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
It's 4th and goal. Matt Prater on for the field goal.
And we'll see what they do about 4th and goal in a few minutes. We've reached the end of our 1st quarter. A couple of zeros on the board right now. We'll return to State Farm Stadium in just a moment. Facing 4th down now, the Cardinals turn to Matt Prater for the field goal. They're going to mark this as a 24-yarder. McManus sends it through. And that one's going to get them on the scoreboard.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Now Prater on to send it away. Marvin Mims now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So the Broncos offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder out of both Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
Well, even though it took over an entire quarter for him to finally get on the field, he does get to head out there with a chance to give his team an immediate lead. And you almost expect it, Kate, for him to do that. With how much time he's had on the sideline to prepare, with his guys focused for their chance as it's finally arrived.
As a man, that's Cortland Sutton. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for second down. Shotgun snap to Nix. We'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Nix from the gun. Escapes out to the left. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back him up and bring up fourth down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Broncos looking at a punt on fourth down, and Riley Dixon on to handle that. He's got it at the 24. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Cardinals and running back James Conner headed back to the field. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And it'll be Cardinals football. They've got first down from the 31. Ready to start this drive with Conner. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
On second down, a run with Conner. And he started to get through the lane before it closed. 3 yards there. Sent down by Cody Barton. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. This will be cut by Conner. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
So on 4th down now, Blake Gillikin gets the call to punt it away for the Cardinals. Fair catch, hauled in at the 18-yard line. No return on that punt. And the Broncos are going to take over with a lot of field ahead of them. Here's Williams to start the drive. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
On 2nd down, a run with Williams. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
First down, and they go right back to it. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Brought to the ground by Kaiser White. They only get a yard that time, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Cut by Sutton. And he gets him around 6 there. Jalen Thompson, the man on the tackle.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, these 3rd and short situations, you rep them all the time. Snap after snap, rep after rep. You're expecting man-to-man coverage in that down and distance, and you're expecting to execute. A time on 3rd and short, they can't get the job done.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Officially a 55-yard launch. And they'll get ready to go on offense. The Cardinals in possession of it once again. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. Murray here on 1st down. Taking a deep shot here. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Just couldn't get it to Marvin Harrison Jr. there. And it's going to be 2nd down.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
On 2nd and 10, it's Murray. Forced out to his right. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down. Straight ahead, it's Connor. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Denver calls the second of its 3 timeouts, as they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. The Cardinals out for the punt. The Broncos have Marvin Mims deep to return. His first effort went 47 yards. Brock looks to have a little more into this one. And he hauls it in right near the 40-yard line. So no return on that punt. And the Broncos get set to take over. Denver ready for another offensive possession. And they're hoping they can keep the punter off the field this time around, Brock, after he's been called upon each of their first 2 possessions. Nix with it on 1st. On the move, headed right. Now he takes it. A gain of 27 yards there. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the 1st down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
First and 10 now from the 30. Nix looking to throw. Finds a man. Adam Trautman has it. He's got a gain of 6 there. Brought to the ground by Kaiser White.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
From the 24. That's complete. It's Javonte Williams. And this one does not go far. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now. On comes Will Lutz in the Broncos field goal unit. It's a 38-yard look here. Bertolet able to knock it through. And that's going to tie us up just before halftime.
I know, you always want to finish drives in the end zone, but no matter what, the important thing is they end in some kind of points. and that's mission accomplished there.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy... Field position from the 30.
Cardinals take over 1st and 10.
Looking to throw. He puts some air under this one, deep right. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free, incomplete. Well, that's halftime here, and a field goal each, all that these offenses have been able to muster thus far. Now we'll send things over to Orlando, Florida. Jonathan Coachman on standby, ready to deliver the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit, but first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Reports. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Who knows when the deciding moment will come? We're underway in the second half of a deadlocked game. Here's Tremon Smith with the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Denver offense now with the football first to begin quarter number 3. And they could take control of the second half early, Brock, if they break the tie on this opening drive. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Buda Baker bringing that one to an end. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
On 2nd down, it's Williams again. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Brought to the ground by Kaiser White. Looks like no gain on 2nd down, and that leads us to 3rd and 6.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say, there's just times you got to run into darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
He stays up, getting out to his left. He's running for it. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
As much as you'd like to find a completion and get the ball out of your hands, when a play breaks down, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on his ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Give to Williams from the gun. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Brought to the ground by Kaiser White. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Another run for Williams. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. It'll be a gain of 5. They still need 4 on 3rd down.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
3rd and 4 coming up now. To throw, here's Nix. Escapes the puck. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
comes the Broncos punting unit. Riley Dixon, the one to kick it away. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. Tried getting creative, but the coverage team read it all the way. This return loses yards. And after the punch, the offense comes out onto the field. And they're going to take over possession. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's Murray. Finds a seam down the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 27 on the play. And that's a Cardinals 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. John Franklin Myers coming in to clean things up. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. A give right side to Connor. He's out in the clear. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 24 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Arizona.
You know, it is so refreshing for these running backs when they have space to run. It's hard. There's so many collisions between the tackles. When they get on the edge and have green grass, well, the best of them take advantage of it.
First and 10 now from the 30. Connor on the inside give. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Sent down by Cody Barton. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Here's the give to Connor. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out. Now Kyler. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Facing 4th down now, the Cardinals turn to Matt Prater for the field goal. This, 42 yards from the right hash. McManus sends it through. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
Now Prater on to send it away. Here's Smith on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Broncos running their offense out once again. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's Nix to throw. He's going to try to drop it in deep right. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. And now they face 2nd down.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Nix again on 2nd and 10. He's on the move. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
It's looking like a dreaded 3-and-out offensively, but listen, if you can't keep your quarterback clean and upright, you're going to need some magic, big-time magic, to convert on this 3rd and long.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Now Nix escapes the pocket. Oh, he's gonna run for it! And he'll get it up to the 27. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Broncos football. They're on a mission here. They trail entering the 4th. Punting unit out now. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And he'll have this fair catch right along the 25. The Cardinals and this running back headed back out for a new series. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. On 1st and 10, it's Murray. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates now as a receiver in the open field.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. He'll try left side out of the option. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on the 3rd and short.
Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Here's Connor on the option. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. This one goes for 3 yards. And that's a Cardinals 1st down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Out of the gun, here's Murray. That's complete, here's Connor. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly, as a check-down outlet on short throws.
Now Murray on the play fake. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
Murray to throw here on 3rd. That's caught for the 1st. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Back to the air, Murray. Throw is there, Trey McBride. And he's taken down at the 30. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
First and 10 now from the 30. Now Murray. Completed over the middle. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Running left, it's Connor. Has some space inside the 15. And he's all the way down to the 10-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs. It's the 2-minute warning from Glendale. Cardinals holding on to a field goal lead. A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Right back to Connor. And that carry only nets 1 on the plunge up the gut. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. It's Connor again. And he's able to fight this down to the 2. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Connor trying the right side. And he's brought down for a loss. Now the Broncos take their 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Matt Prater on now as we see how he handles this moment. Angling this one in from the right hash to challenge here. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a 1-score ball game.
So after that make, a field goal won't cost them the lead, but a touchdown still ties it, or likely probably puts them down a point. Okay, this is one of those moments where the defense now has clarity. They know what the stakes are and what they have to defend.
Here's Smith on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here comes the Bronco offense. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the puncher, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Setting up to pass. Got a man, it's Marvin Mims. And a nice gain here, but it's stopped short of the first.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Broncos have to hurry here. Clock still running. Now to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Broncos have to hurry here. Clock still running. Here he is to throw. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. He'll look to throw it. And the covered just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up. To throw. Completed to Sutton. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
You know, I don't mind the scheme. In fact, I like the call. Just not on that third down in particular. Need to get it closer to the sticks to have a chance to move those chains.
Broncos have to hurry here. Clock's still running. Here he goes. Got to have this on fourth down. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. No timeouts remaining here, partners, so they can just run out this clock. The Cardinals working just to kneel out the clock in this victory.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Cardinals fight to a win here at home. And it still shows up as a victory for them, Brock, whether they score 50 or they have a rough day putting points on the board. Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Cardinals as we say so long from Glendale.